first thing I would like to say is losing is atrocious. This is not what we sign up for. I'm super proud of my team, though. The things that they've done for our program this year, they're not even cognizant of that yet, which is fine. But myself and our staff are just incredibly grateful to be their coach. I'd probably be a lot more emotional if I thought our season wasn't over. I think we're a postseason team. So all the credit and respect in the world for Coach Few. I thought we had a great game plan going into the game. Our guys did an unbelievable job of embracing that and putting it into action in the first half. They probably got us on the offensive glass. I thought that was probably the separator in the first half. But they're a buzzsaw, man. When they get going, they're hard to deal with. And we didn't do a great job of responding to some adversity in the second half. But they continued to fight and play to the final buzzer. And as their coach, that's all I can really ask for. Again, not the result we wanted, but I tip my cap to Coach Few and Gonzaga and his players, and I wish them the best going forward. Great representation of our league.
Questions for Malik or Marcus?
Marcus, you guys had a nice little lead late in the first half, and then, as you know, they ran off a number of points and took the lead into halftime, and then sort of just gradually pulled away on you in the second half. What do you think changed there?
I just think second chance points. They had momentum going into the second half, and they carried in going into the beginning of the second half. So that just kind of killed us.
Malik, how disheartening was it to watch Greg just firing up those three-pointers? It's the first time in his career he's ever made 4 in a game. He made 4 in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to give glory to God. Without him, none of this is possible. But just like Marcus said, second chance points, he got some open looks, got in transition, so credit to them. They push in transition and they play the game at a fast pace. So we got to go back to the drawing board and fix some things for sure.
Marcus, do you feel like you guys are really close to being at that level now? I mean, you've had a terrific season and you've played them really tough through the first half of the last couple of games for sure. What's it feel like?
It doesn't feel great because at the end of the day, we still lost, but I feel like we're right there. Coach always talks about our breakthrough is right there, and it's only his second year as the head coach of the program, and look what he's done. So I just feel like, coming back next year, even though our season isn't over for conference play, we're going to be one of those teams talked about with Gonzaga and St. Mary's.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Hey, Malik and Marcus, Rocco Miller, Bracketseer.org. Ryan Beasley didn't play in the second half. What was that like, trying to adjust on the fly without one of your partners in crime out there, especially at the guard position?
Ryan Beasley is great for us. He plays the game the right way. He plays as hard as anybody. He plays extremely hard. That's all I can say. Just not having him out there is for sure a pain, but we got to learn how to adjust. But, credit to him for how hard he plays, and he lays it all out there on the floor for sure. So,
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
thank you.
Questions for Coach? Jeff from the front.
Chris, talk about the start of the second half, if you would. Just all of a sudden they're hitting everything from the perimeter, and it got out of hand a little pretty quick, it seemed like.
Yes and no. Unfortunately, when you're playing a caliber team of Gonzaga and St. Mary's, you game plan, and you have to be willing to give up something, right? We got our butts kicked by Graham Ike at the Chase Center, and we adjusted our game plan to try to negate some of that. And as I said, I thought our guys did as good of a job as you could do in the first half of embracing what the game plan was. They made some changes, but we were willing to live with Ben, Greg, Anton. They're hell of a players, both of them. But you just said it. They've never made that many threes in their career. So we're playing a numbers game. Analytics is big in our program. And we thought that would give us the best chance to win. And credit to them. They stepped up and made shots. I thought once he made a few, we talked about being a little bit more sticky on the perimeter and closing out. And he made a couple tough. He made one that bounced off a guy's foot, kicked right to him. He knocked it down and saw a few go in, and his confidence grew. But they're good players, and they're a good team. So I loved our plan. I wouldn't change that if I had to do it over again. Just need to be a little bit better, as you said, to start the second half.
You're pretty convinced you'll play some more?
I sure hope so. There's never been a WCC team not represented in the NIT in the last 15 years. And our metrics and our numbers are all in the area to be a team that does that. So do we want to – we had bigger aspirations, play in the NCAA tournament. But again, that would be a great opportunity for our program, for our university, and for our league to continue to play.
Any other questions for Coach?
Hey, Coach. Just looking back on the season, I know I expect you to be in the postseason as well, so we're on the same page there. I just wanted to ask about, pre-postseason. You finish up 23-10. We know non-conference had a huge deal with how the landscape played out for the league. So many tight losses. Utah State just won their league. Grand Canyon won their league. Looking back on that, are you happy with the way you scheduled? And, what can you take away from this year going into next year all as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to schedule to be an NCAA caliber team. And to put yourself in those conversations, you have to schedule a certain way. I thought we gave ourselves opportunities in non-conference. As you said, came up short in a couple of those key games, but we also had some really good wins in the non-conference too. I'm incredibly proud of my team. I'm proud of where we're going. As I said to our athletic director, we're not where I want to be, but we're on the right trajectory. And we're going to get there. We're going to get there. This is all part of the process. I love the guys that we get a chance to work with every day, and we're going to continue to get better. That's why I want more days to play, is to get better and continue to make a step as a program.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.